What's happening, tech fans, and welcome back to Google Trends Hub. The pace of innovation never stops, and this week is no exception. We've got a whirlwind of updates that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. From the latest gadget glitches to groundbreaking new devices, we're diving deep into the stories shaping our digital world. Get ready for some unmissable insights that will keep you ahead of the curve. Let's jump right in. First up, some of you early adopters of the brand new Pixel 10 are encountering some unexpected bumps right out of the gate. We're talking about connectivity headaches that are leaving users scratching their heads and their car displays blank. Is this a widespread issue or just a minor hiccup? We've got the details. Then, we're shifting gears to a brand that promised to be different, but is now facing some serious questions about its integrity. A recent scandal has put their transparency under a microscope, and it's making us wonder if they're really as unique as they claim. We'll break down what happened and what it means for trust in the industry. Next, get ready for a foldable that's aiming to redefine the game. We're talking about a device packed with cutting-edge tech, stunning displays, and impressive camera capabilities that's poised to challenge the established giants. Is this the foldable future we've been waiting for? And finally, a change from a tech giant could have a significant impact on a beloved reading experience. We're exploring how new app policies might be changing the landscape for e-readers, potentially limiting the freedom and flexibility that fans have come to rely on. What does this mean for your next digital read? Stay locked in because you won't want to miss a second of this. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Pixel connectivity conundrum. Pixel 10 owners are reporting immediate Android Auto issues upon receiving their new devices. The problem manifests as a persistent Android Auto logo on the car's display, preventing the full interface from loading, although audio playback reportedly continues. Some users have found that leaving the phone connected to the display for a few minutes eventually brings up the interface, but it suffers from noticeable lag. This situation is reminiscent of previous issues encountered by users of earlier Pixel models and other flagship devices, suggesting a recurring challenge with integrating new smartphone hardware with established automotive infotainment systems. Google is expected to address this through software updates. Similar to how past Android Auto connectivity problems were resolved in subsequent patches for previous Pixel generations. For those experiencing this, sharing your details in the comments could help highlight the scope of the issue as the company works towards a solution. Hold on tight, because the tech world is always full of surprises. Next, we're diving into a brand that's built its reputation on being different, but is now facing scrutiny over its practices. Trust in tech, a brand's reputation on the line. Nothing, a company that has consistently marketed itself as a distinctive player in the smartphone market since the launch of the Nothing Phone 1 in 2022, is now grappling with a series of controversies that are eroding consumer trust. The brand's ethos, encapsulated by CEO Carl Pei's engaging public persona and unique marketing videos, has always emphasized standing apart from the crowd. However, recent events have cast a shadow over this carefully crafted image, placing Nothing in the same category as other major manufacturers that have faced accusations of misleading consumers. The latest incident involves demo units of the Nothing Phone 3, which showcased photographs purportedly taken with the device. Investigations revealed that these images were, in fact, captured using professional, standalone cameras. This revelation places Nothing alongside companies like Samsung and HUAWEI, which have previously been criticized for similar practices. Initially, Nothing's response was to state that it would update the demo unit software. Co-founder Akiz Evangelides later offered a more detailed explanation, characterizing the use of professional photos as a mistake and a misapplication of placeholder images intended for software submitted months before the launch. This explanation, however, raised further questions, particularly why placeholder images from older Nothing phones weren't utilized instead. Evangelides admitted that this had been a standard practice that had unfortunately broken down. This is not the only recent controversy for Nothing. Earlier, in 2025, the company faced criticism for comparing the video stabilization of the Nothing Phone 3A Pro's main camera against the ultra-wide camera of the iPhone 16, rather than its primary sensor. Nothing attributed this to an accident, asserting no intent to mislead. While mistakes can happen, these incidents, when viewed alongside past events, suggest a pattern of behavior that challenges the brand's unique positioning. The Nothing Chat saga, where the company partnered with Sunbird to enable iMessage on Nothing phones, remains a significant point of contention. Despite earlier warnings from experts regarding the security and viability of the underlying Sunbird app, Nothing launched the service. The app was found to be woefully insecure, leading to its removal from the Play Store within 48 hours of release. This incident highlighted Nothing's eagerness to chase trends, even at the expense of user safety, requiring external expert intervention to prompt action. Another instance of trend chasing was the inclusion of NFT support in the Nothing Phone 1 at launch, complete with an NFT gallery and a branded NFT item, Black Dot. While NFTs have since declined in public interest, the decision to integrate them was criticized even in 2022 as a blatant attempt to capitalize on a volatile market. These events collectively paint a picture of a company that, despite its distinct branding, operates with a move fast and break things mentality common among many startups. It is particularly disappointing given Nothing's strong product portfolio, including the Nothing Phone 3A Pro with its impressive periscope camera and the budget-friendly CMF phone range. However, the recurring controversies, especially the recent camera-related ones, make it increasingly difficult to place full trust in the manufacturer, even if the devices themselves are commendable. We've seen a brand's integrity tested, but the innovation in the mobile space never sleeps. Get ready for a foldable device that's making serious waves and challenging the status quo. Foldable frontier, Honor's Magic V5 arrives. The foldable smartphone market continues to heat up, and Honor is making a significant play with its Magic V5, positioning it as a compelling alternative to established players like Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7. Unveiled initially in China in July and making its global debut in London on August 28, 2025, the Magic V5 aims to capture market share with a blend of sleek design, advanced technology, and impressive camera performance. Priced at £1,699, $2,286 in the UK, and €1,999, $2,324 elsewhere. It enters the premium foldable segment, directly challenging the Galaxy Z Fold 7, which retails for £1,899 for its 512GB model. Honor has positioned the Magic V5 as the thinnest foldable available, although some preliminary measurements suggest the Vivo X Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Fold 7 might be marginally thinner. Regardless of these precise dimensions, the Magic V5 presents a premium aesthetic. The gold variant, in particular, is striking, with a patterned design around the hinge that adds a unique touch. When folded, it feels much like a standard smartphone, and the unfolded 7.95-inch inner display offers an immersive viewing experience. A notable design advantage is the absence of a visible crease on the inner screen, an area where Honor has consistently excelled. Furthermore, the Magic V5 boasts IP58 and IP59 ingress protection, offering superior resistance to dust and water compared to the Z Fold 7's IP48 rating. However, the device is not without its design quirks. The substantial camera module on the rear juts out considerably, increasing the device's overall thickness to 16.5 when measured with the module, making it bulkier than its main competitors. This protrusion can also cause the phone to wobble when placed on a flat surface, potentially hindering usability in certain scenarios. Technologically, the Magic V5 stands out with its display quality. Both the 6.43-inch outer and 7.95-inch inner OLED panels feature 120Hz refresh rates and are exceptionally bright, reaching up to 5,000 nits peak brightness. They also incorporate advanced eye care features, including 320Hz PWM dimming, which is a step up from the protection offered by competitors like Google and Samsung. The inclusion of an ebook mode, which renders the screen monochrome, further enhances its versatility. Under the hood, the Magic V5 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, paired with 16 GB of RAM. This configuration ensures fluid performance for daily tasks and gaming, though sustained gaming sessions might lead to throttling due to the inherent thermal limitations of foldable designs. Performance benchmarks show competitive results, with the Magic V5 excelling in graphics-intensive tasks. The camera system is another strong suit, featuring a 50MP main sensor with OIS, a 64MP telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom and OIS, and a 50MP wide-angle lens. It captures excellent photos in various lighting conditions, with the telephoto lens proving particularly capable. The battery capacity is 5,820 mAh, supporting 66W wired and 50W wireless charging, providing a full day of heavy use and charging quickly. In terms of software, the Magic V5 runs macOS 9.01 based on Android 15. While it offers a range of AI features and customization options, the UI is noted as needing a refresh to feel more modern and cohesive compared to competitors. A significant drawback is that it doesn't launch with Android 16, which is a year behind rivals like Samsung and Google, impacting its update longevity despite Honor's promise of 7 years of OS updates. Overall, the Honor Magic V5 presents a compelling package, excelling in display technology, camera performance, and battery life, while offering a sleek design and robust build quality. Despite minor software and design challenges, it stands as a strong contender in the premium foldable market, particularly for consumers outside North America. We've seen a foldable aiming for the top, but what happens when platform rules change the game? Prepare for an update that could impact how you access your favorite content on the go. Google's sideloading shift, impact on eReaders. Google's recent enforcement of developer verification requirements signals a significant shift in its approach to app distribution on the Android ecosystem, with potential ramifications extending to specialized devices like eReaders. While framed as a measure to enhance user security against malware and scams, this policy change could inadvertently limit the flexibility and customization that have long been key selling points for many Android-based eReaders. The requirement mandates that developers confirm their identities to distribute apps, a rule that applies even to applications distributed outside the official Google Play Store. For users of eReaders from brands like Books and Bigme, the ability to sideload applications has been a crucial feature. It allowed users to install preferred note-taking apps, RSS readers, comic viewers, or other niche software not available on the Play Store, thereby tailoring the device to their specific needs. This openness has not only empowered users, but also fostered a competitive environment for smaller manufacturers. However, with the new verification mandate, many of these community-developed or independently distributed applications, often distributed as unsigned APKs, may become inaccessible. Google's rationale is that requiring identity checks raises the barrier for malicious actors, thereby improving overall security. Yet, this comes at the cost of user flexibility, potentially cutting off access to the very apps that make these devices unique. The policy's impact is particularly noteworthy as it applies to Play Protect certified devices. While most e-readers fall into this category, the compliance could paradoxically lead to these devices becoming more locked down than uncertified alternatives, such as certain gaming handhelds. This means that the freedom to explore and install a wider array of applications, a characteristic that has differentiated Android e-readers, could be significantly curtailed. The promise of choice, a hallmark of the Android platform compared to more restrictive operating systems like iOS, might be diminished for e-reader users. Looking ahead to the planned rollout of Google's identity verification system in 2026 and beyond, the advantage of openness for Android e-readers could be substantially reduced. This narrowing of consumer choice also presents a challenge for smaller manufacturers who rely on this flexibility to compete. Devices that market themselves as versatile, do-anything tablets with e-ink displays might find their capabilities constrained by these new regulations. While Google suggests a lighter-touch path for hobbyist developers to achieve verification, concrete details remain scarce. Until then, the move is widely perceived as a restriction on the more experimental and community-driven corners of the Android ecosystem. The potential loss of popular side-loaded apps like eReader, a favorite among many e-reader enthusiasts, exemplifies the impact this crackdown could have. For a platform that has historically championed user freedom, this represents a significant departure. Interestingly, this Google policy change does not affect Amazon's Kindle e-readers, which have always operated within a closed ecosystem. While Android devices lose some flexibility, Kindles remain unchanged, potentially making them appear more stable and consistent to mainstream users who prioritize simplicity. However, this is less of a victory for Kindle and more of a drawback for the broader Android e-reader market, which risks becoming homogenized if it cannot leverage its openness as a differentiator. This could ultimately be a loss for readers who value and expect greater customization and choice. We've explored how platform policies can reshape user experience. Now, let's wrap up the week with a quick recap of all the top stories. That's all the tech news that's fit to print this week. We saw early Pixel 10 users hit Android Auto snags, a brand's unique image tarnished by photo fakery and past missteps, a new foldable from Honor that challenges the competition with impressive tech, and a Google policy shift that could impact e-reader flexibility. Don't miss out on future deep dives. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Follow us on all our social channels for even more tech updates. We'll see you next time on Google Trends Hub.